Think of it as the son of Evo. On this edition of Test Drive, the Ralliart version of the new Mitsubishi Lancer Sportback. It promises to be a fast and fun test drive. The Lancer Sportback is offered in two very different flavours, the base GTS and the Ralliart. The latter is to Mitsubishi what M is to BMW and AMG is to Mercedes-Benz. The tuner arm is tasked with taking the ordinary and making it extraordinary. That pretty much sums up the difference between the two versions of the Lancer Sportback. The cockpit of the Ralliart really is driver-centric, and it starts with these Recaro seats. They've got enormous base and backrest bolsters, and they splay through the shoulder area, which adds some needed support there. There are, however, a couple of minor peeves. First of all, the driver's seat, it should be height adjustable. Some of the plastics, well, they're a bit plasticky. The third thing really did irk me. When you're driving straight ahead, these paddle shifters work very well. Dial in some steering, and now to use them, you've got to take your hand off the steering wheel. They need to be mounted on here and not on the column. The biggest difference between the mortal car and the Ralliart is the engine. The former uses a 168 horsepower 2.4 litre 4. The latter is powered by a detuned version of the Evolution's frenetic little mill. In this case, the 2 litre turbocharged 4 delivers 237 horsepower and 253 pound-feet of torque at 2500 RPM. After a minor bout of turbo lag, which lasts until the car reaches about 10k or so, the broad torque plateau brings a rewarding burst of speed. It runs to 100k in 6.9 seconds, and it accomplishes the 80 to 120 passing move in a commendably fast 5.5 seconds. A big part of the reason that this Ralliart was so fast through the pylons boils down to the all-wheel drive system and its active centre differential. Now this thing allows the driver to pick one of three modes. Tarmac is for normal driving, gravel for when it's slippery, and the snow mode, well, for those really trying moments. Now if you layer that ability with limited slip differentials front and rear, and the fact that this system is proactive and so it redistributes the torque before wheel spin is allowed to happen, and you have a very sophisticated system that delivers a delightfully balanced car. The power is relayed to the road through a 6-speed twin-clutch transmission. The advantage to the twin-clutch design is that it marries the mechanical efficiency of a manual box with the ease of operation of an automatic transmission. Select drive and the box shifts its way through the gears in a seamless fashion. It is little wonder that these boxes are growing in popularity. When the time to dial up the speed of the drive arrives, there's also a sport button. Switching from the normal to the sport mode alters the transmission's shift pattern, which holds each gear a little longer and speeds up the shift, and the throttle response is sharpened. For a track day, it works wonders. It's a little bit over the top for everyday driving. The advantage the Sportback brings to the Lancer lineup is versatility. To begin with, a much needed rear wash wiper and a proper handle on the tailgate. Now with the rear seat in the upright position, you get about 14 cubic feet of cargo space and surprising rear seat legroom. Now if you remove the privacy cover and drop the seat backs down, which is that simple, you grow the volume to 46.6 cubic feet. Now that is a lot considering the exterior dimensions. The suspension does a good job of balancing the handling characteristics with ride quality. There is very little body roll, yet the suspenders soak up all but the roughest patches of pavement without missing a beat. Factor in the sharp steering and its predictable response, the generous lateral grip provided by the oversized 215/45 R18 tyres, and the Sportback Ralliart hangs in well beyond expectation. Perhaps the best way of thinking of the Ralliart version of the Lancer Sportback is to think of it as being 8/10 Evo. It's got a ton of power, a sophisticated all-wheel drive system, it handles like the Dickens, and as such, it delivers one heck of a bang for your hard-earned buck.
So here's the question, where were you 32 years ago? I know some of you weren't even a glint in your father's eye. As for me, well, I was in diapers but found time to get Motoring TV off the ground. And today I like to think we've got one of the best automotive video libraries in the world. If you agree, please give us the thumbs up and also subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.